How is everybody doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight we're gonna talk about this Packers Rams game. This game wasn't as bad as I thought in the first half. The first half was actually entertaining. 10-6 halftime Packers led, but then obviously the Packers did explode in the second half and scored a few touchdowns, and the final score ended up being 24-12. The Rams did score a touchdown, I believe Higbee, and freaking they missed the extra point. The final score ended up the Packers could have scored again. Watson had a touchdown, but he never turned around to look for the ball, and Aaron Rodgers ended up throwing it behind them. Otherwise, the final score would have probably been 31-12. But then they took a knee and just ended the game. But this game, the Rams, they're missing a lot of pieces, right? But I thought they kept it close in the first half, 10-6, like I said. And then obviously in the second half, the Packers took over. Rams got a lot of stuff to do, man. They got to rebuild this thing probably. And that's how it is in the NFL, right? NFL as in not for long league. They might low-key have to consider rebuild, especially with the defense. A guy they could probably look to trade for draft pick is maybe Jalen Ramsey. Do you call him? Do you didn't tell him, hey, you guys are going to be picking late in the draft? Do you want maybe a Jalen Ramsey who's maybe at the tail end of his prime, who has a ton of experience, obviously in playoff and a Super Bowl? I think he's played two Super Bowls. So and then try to get a late round pick. I don't know. This team's gotta. Man, it's crazy how it happens, right? Right away, like you win a Super Bowl, and the next year you kind of have to rebuild already. Jesus Christ, man. I'm assuming Matthew Stafford is their quarterback. Jesus Christ, I would say he is, but Baker, he doesn't even have any pieces, man. To go with, man. Freaking his receivers tonight were freaking. Let's see here. Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Tutu Atwell, Brandon Powell, Ben Show, Ronald, Macklin Brown. Freaking Cooper Kupp is out for the season. What's that guy's name? Robinson, Allen Robinson. He's out for the season. Just not looking good, man. Tonight, Tyler Higbee, the tight end, was his leading receiver. 4 catches, 27 yards, 1 touchdown. But yeah, man, he's just got no weapons, man. Cam Akers, 12 carries, 65 yards. He led the way with the running. Baker Mayfield was 12 for 21 passing, 111 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. This dude was like 10, 11 yards away from not even getting to 100 yards throwing, man. Poor Baker Mayfield, man. Ugh, I wonder if this is going to be his final season as a starter. I don't know, man. Unless he goes to like the Texans and maybe he plays over there, or at least until whether they draft Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, and maybe give him some time to like watch and learn. But outside of that, I don't see Baker Mayfield playing as a starter next year. He's gonna have to be a backup. Aaron Rodgers, 22 of 30, 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I think he overthrew Alan Lazard and they got intercepted. But outside of that, he played pretty good, man. Aaron Jones led the way with 90 yards rushing. Freaking A.J. Dillon had 35 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for A.J. Dillon. Romo Dobbs, 5 catches, 55 yards. Christian Watson, 4 catches, 45 yards. And so this team, they're starting to get the chemistry down with the wide receivers. All of a sudden, you have a nice wide receiver core here in Green Bay with freaking Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. Even all of a sudden you have a nice group of guys. The problem is now the tight end, right? You got to figure out your freaking who are the tight ends. Robert Tonin and Mercedes Lewis. Maybe that's the next thing you got to do in the draft. Get a freaking tight end to go along with these receivers. Alan Lazard, Christian Watson, and Romo Dobbs. But this, obviously the running backs, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones. This team, all of a sudden, they don't look that bad. They might just be a tight end away from doing something. They might be back in it next year in that NFC North. It was just about the chemistry, man. They got the chemistry down. Christian Watson seems to have figured it out. Romo Dobbs has as well. Obviously, you got the veterans and Randall Cobb and And even Alan Lazard, right? He's still a young player though. But yeah, you get a tight end. You got the running backs, AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones. You can compete again next year, man. You can. I would not be surprised if this team is competing again for the AFC North, NFC North next year. Definitely for a wild card, man. They're right back in it, man. Honestly. Um, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have to say. Until next time, I'm on like a light.